Yo, what's up? It's Ablaze Monkey. We're back for another video, and it's been a while since we've done one of these. It's a Black Clover, the next chapter. It's Black Clover, chapter 259. Yes, obviously last week the chapter was delayed. I forgot why, but it was delayed, and it left us very sad because they literally left it on such a cliffhanger, and we've all been waiting so long for this chapter, so let's get right into it. So this chapter is called Raging Cows Unison. So I think what they mean by the Raging Cows Unison is Asta and Yami. Now in the previous chapter, Asta obviously finally unlocked the true power of his devil, which means he now has the true abilities, giving him a massive power boost. And the devil says to him, you've got a contract now. It's the deal of the devil. And this contract is 50 seconds. Your body will not hold out past 50 seconds. That right arm isn't like it was before. I just dribbled some of my power into it. It is power itself. Asta has sacrificed his arm, and it has now got these red sort of markings on it. And it is now no longer even Asta's arm. It is power itself. And we see Asta yell, "That's long enough." We then see Asta zoom towards Dante, the massive, monstrous villain he is. And Dante is looking pretty surprised because Asta slices him. He slices off his whole entire arm. To which Dante is obviously got regeneration, so he just proceeds to regrow back his arm, and all these tentacles just start wrapping around Asta, and Asta's getting pushed back, and Dante then starts to create all these swords that we saw him use against Gauche, and Asta is just shocked, and he's getting pushed back, and Asta then says, well, Asta doesn't say anything. Dante says, "Well done, boy," because obviously we know that Dante is kind of a freak for these types of battles. We then see Yami yelling, and I can't wait to see this in the anime. I can't wait to see this animated. It's gonna look so fucking good. We see Yami yelling, "We can do this!" In that case, I'll have to show him how it's done. And we see Yami fly up with his katana, and he yells, "I'll put even more into this." And then Yami thinks to himself, if Asta lands one clean hit, he will win. We then see Asta, who's flying, and we see Asta and Yami working in unison, as the name of this chapter suggests. We then see Yami look at Asta's arm, to which he says, the way he's fighting, he's really watching out for Asta's attacks. But his right arm, it seems like it's radiating anti-magic. Now, his arm is all red, and it's got all these, symbol sort of markings on him. So that begs the question, will Asta be sacrificing more body parts to use this really OP power in the future? Now, if you guys do remember, there was a scene with Julius making a prediction that Asta would die. Since then, there's been many theories of Asta's death. I think that the most likely thing to happen is Asta will sacrifice his whole body to achieve 100% devil power, his true devil power, and it's going to be an insane fight. It's probably going to be against someone who's really, really powerful. Because the truth is, guys, there seems to be this sort of difference between Asta and the other Dark Triad, and I'm going to go into that at the end of this video. Also, I'd just like to mention, the audio has improved. Well, I think it's improved, I took a long time off, and the quality of my videos are improving. Thank you guys so much for just supporting me every single day. We've been gaining subs, and the support has been crazy. I'm hoping we can get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year. I would be so happy if we could do that, but obviously we're going to have to see how everything goes. Now, Asta is continuing his battle with Yami and Asta are continuing their battle with Dante, and I can't wait to see this battle in the anime because they are just slice and dicing. Yami and Asta are just slice and dicing Dante, and there you see Finral, and he says they're both moving randomly, but it feels as if they're synchronized with each other, and even under these circumstances, they look like they're having fun. And then we see Dante scream, I'll crush all of this. I'll win, I'll win, I'll win, I'll win, I'll win, I'll win, I'll win. And we just see Dante descending into madness. And then we see Asta's devil talk to him. The remaining time for Asta's devil power, 8 seconds. Asta gets pushed back. He gets pushed back, guys. And he thinks to himself, okay, I've got to start using my different power. Asta then yells, Demon Dweller, and as Dante is about to cut him, Asta pulls out the Demon Dweller. He fails to catch it, and because of this, he then yells, oh no, I can't win. But Asta is about to be smashed by Dante, because he is. All these tentacles wrap around Asta, pushing him and grabbing onto him. Dante has got some insane regenerative powers, and Asta isn't able to catch the Demon Dweller. Asta then yells, Demon Destroyer, as he jumps over Dante's arm. He holds the Demon Destroyer in his arm, and just as he's about to do that, we see Asta with the Demon Destroyer, and then we see remaining time, 3 seconds. We then see Dante, something that happened very recently, but this time we're seeing it with Dante's monster form. Yes, we're seeing it with Dante's monster form. Monster? What the hell is that? Monster form, where his whole torso is just obliterated. And it's a pretty sick shot. I can't wait to see this in the anime, to be honest with you. And we see Dante, who yells, I am indestructible! And then we see Dante yell, it's over, and we see this massive tentacle monster, sort of regeneration coming out of Dante, going to destroy Asta. And Asta realizes he's got no more swords left. He used the Demon Destroyer, it's gone. He lost his Demon Dweller when he got caught by all those tentacles just before, and he got slapped to the Demon Slayer, the Demon Slayer, that's the thick sword, which is his first sword. We see that he hasn't got that, he's got no more swords. Dante is wide open, but he's also just about to close in on Asta. And then we see something I never thought we'd see before. We see Yami say, Asta, and he throws his sword towards Asta. Yes, we then see remaining time, 1 second. Asta catches the katana, and as he holds it, it turns all black. Yes, Asta, one of his abilities seemed to be the fact that he can imbue his anti-magic power into different weapons when he's using the true power of his devil. Now this is very interesting because this shows us more of the abilities for Asta's devil, because this shows us that he can maybe use even more than the 3 weapons, because as you know, it seems that Asta can take weapons, for example Lich's weapons, and make them anti-magic. So who's to say he couldn't do that with other weapons? And that is exactly what happens. Asta is holding the sword, the anti-magic imbued katana, and Asta is slicing down on Dante. Dante has been defeated. Yes, it was incredible. I mean, this is really interesting because now Asta's got a more, slice and dice swift sword. Yami's also going to have to get a new sword, but I'm pretty sure he's broken his sword once or twice, so he can easily get a new sword. Because when Asta has finished slicing Dante, we see him holding the anti-magic katana, and it's gone to this sort of rusted state, the same way Asta's other swords are. Now this is very interesting, because we see Asta yell, we win, and we see Dante go from this massive monster devil to just a normal man with a massive cut on his chest, and he's falling back. What an incredible chapter. Wow, I feel like I said this with the last chapter, but this chapter was even better, man. Now let's go over what I think is going to happen next. So obviously, there's many different possibilities that can happen. The first thing I want to establish is Asta and Dante. Sorry, Asta and the Dark Triad are not the same. What do I mean by this? In the way Asta uses his grimoire and his devil powers is because the devil is inside the book, the anti-magic grimoire. Whereas it seems like Lucifer is in the demon realm, as is Medjugorje and Xenon's devil. So it seems like the Dark Triad, these three, all don't actually have their devils with them, which means they kind of have a connection, like a Wi-Fi connection going on, where Lucifer is giving Dante the power to use. Obviously, there was previously in one of the chapters said that Dante could only use 80% of power without the demon realm being opened, the demon realm portal being opened, because obviously he needs that power so that he can. So essentially, Dante and Lucifer need a connection. So if the demon realm portal were to be opened, Dante would be able to use 100% of his power. Now, isn't it interesting how they waited? Now, you might be a bit confused. What do you mean by that, A-Blaze Monkey? So, Dante and the rest of the Dark Triad could have attacked at any time. They obviously waited 6 months, and the only explanation we got behind why they waited 6 months was they kind of just felt like it. How interesting is that? The fact that Dante could have done all of these, so he could have skipped down all of these things. He could have just attacked the Black Bulls, taken Yami, taken Vengeance, and it would have been easy. But no, he left them for 6 months just because he wanted to play with them. Overall, it just seems like a fuck up from Dante, if you ask me. Now, there's many different things that could happen. For example, Dante might just fall back and he's defeated, or Lucifer might get really angry and he might take over Dante the same way we saw Medjugorje do to Varnica. Yes, we saw Medjugorje do that to Varnica. So what we found out now is that the Medjugorje, Xenon's devil and Dante's devil are in the demon realm, which means that the only way that they can escape from the demon realm, we've been told, is through a contract. Now, what contract am I talking about? Obviously, we were told by Dorothy, the captain of the Purple Peacocks, that you need to make a deal with a devil and then he'll spawn into the real world, as we saw done with Zagreed. Now, who knows, maybe this has been done before, I assume it has, and there are more devils outside there in the world, but could this deal be done for Lucifer and the other devils? Could the end villains be actually the devils themselves and not the Dark Triad who uses the devils? Now, Lucifer might get really angry and just take over Dante and just start fucking everyone up, or Lucifer might actually leave Dante, because if Dante dies, Lucifer doesn't die. However, if Asta dies, his devil will die. Now, I might be wrong on that. I might be wrong. Who knows? If Dante does die, Lucifer might die. But there's a very high chance Lucifer might just leave Dante and find another vessel. Because what it seems like is the devils need to find someone with true malice. Now, the way that the devils can confirm that these Dark Triad have true malice is that they murdered everyone in the Spade Kingdom. Now, Asta's devil is different because he is in the grimoire, which means Asta and his devil have a much stronger connection compared to the others. And that is what could make Asta a lot stronger than most of the other devils. Asta's devil is in his grimoire, the others are all in the demon realm, creating a connection to use their power. So, either we're gonna see another Dark Triad member, maybe Xenon, maybe Varnica, come and just destroy Yami and Asta and help Dante, or something that would be really cool is if Dante got overtaken by Lucifer and he destroyed Asta and Yami. Now, Asta does seem to have a fourth sword now. I don't know, maybe Asta's gonna give Yami back his sword and that will be the end of it, but I think it would make sense if Asta's sword, Yami's sword went into Asta's grimoire and Yami would just have to get a new katana. This would be very interesting because maybe Asta could come up with a new name for it, because if Asta can do this to Lich's weapons, as I said before, he used to say that he can't imbue anti-magic into any weapon. So this was the manga chapter. I think it was really great. I can't wait to see this animated. I really, really recommend you read this one. The visuals in it are amazing. And you know, we just see Dante going crazy. I can't wait to see what happens next. And I'll see you all in the next video. If you did enjoy, thanks for watching. Leave a like and comment down below. While you're at it, subscribe. And I'll see you all laters.